Okay, it's Drackmas. We're starting off looking at January. Well, I know it's past, but they did eat of the fruit of the land of Canaan that year. Joshua 5:12. Um, Before we get into everything that this says, we're gonna go to here, and so wait a minute. So this one says 5:12. So that one's saying they ate of. Okay, so they ate that. So if we go here, if you go here, if you actually go to 12, it says manna ceased after the day after they'd eaten the grain. Um, but there's some other stuff. If you go back to the beginning with um, so before that, they had everyone circumcised, which that wasn't mentioned in the devotional. It also wasn't. Well, I mean, this was coming out of the 40 years in the wilderness that God promised, that God the land God promised with them. God doesn't swear, so Mandela effects in here. Um, so God promised. Also, the whole thing with the whole corn is nonsense. Okay, so they come, they get their manna from heaven. Everything else. Unleavened bread, not cakes. So not only did they go into this land and all, they're gonna have food from the land that's not provided. Like God doesn't have to send them manna from heaven anymore. Um, they're gonna have to fend for themselves. But also, this is leading up to the whole thing with them having to deal with the Canaanites. So it's not just one little thing. There's a whole aspect here where they're it's like they have to survive and God's helping them through. But it's like it's the struggle of life. It's not like one and done. So yeah, there's a lot of I would say if you think about it, the story in detail, it's uh, pretty hectic. It's not just little details. Uh, So the wandering, um, in the wilderness was over. Promised rest was it not yet because they still had to take the lands from the Canaanites. Um, Perhaps this year, of a Christian reader, may be the case that my joy is a prospect. If faith be active exercise, it will yield in light to be of Jesus. Hearing hope indeed, to expect the glory soon is a double bliss. Unbelief shudders at the Jordan, which still rolls between us and the goodly land. Let's rest assured. We have already experienced more ills and death. Its worst can cause us. Let us banish every fearful thought. Rejoice with exceeding joy the prospect that this year will again to be forever with the Lord. Part of the host will this year tarry on earth to do the service of God, to follow our lot. No reason why the New Year's text should not still be true. We have believed to enter into rest. The Holy Spirit is earnest of our inheritance. He gives us glory begun below. What? In heaven, they're secure. So we persevere our walk with Christ. They triumph over our enemies. They have victories too. Celestial spirits enjoy communion with their Lord. This is not denied to us. Rest in His love, and we have perfect peace. Jesus. They Him is praise, and it is our privilege to bless Him too. Will this year gather celestial fruits on earth ground for man did eat angels' food. Of, man did eat manna from heaven. This whole thing is just complicated. And why not now? Because God isn't sending us manna from heaven right now. Because it's not angels aren't giving it to us because it's not the same time period as when when Joshua was around, and they were going into Atlantic Canaan right before they had to battle them to take over the promised land. Um so it's not just grace. There's a whole complication with events and other stuff that take place, and he's just trying to fast forward through all of this stuff that we end up dealing with, which is, yeah. So there's all that. So I think the last part I have is song I generated.
A rest that's waiting forevermore. He quotes the Bible, Joshua's tale, but leaves out the violence, the blood that prevailed. They ate the old grain, the manna ceased, but the story's darker than he released. A land of milk and honey, yes, it's true, but built on conquest and the blood of the few. He talks of peace, of joy and light, of future glory beyond the fight. But Joshua's story's not so clean. Mass circumcisions and a bloody scene. They ate the old grain, the manna ceased, but the story's darker than he released. A land of milk and honey, yes, it's true, and the blood of the few. author's message. Death is peaceful, don't ask why. But the Bible shows a different view. A story of war, of what we'll do. They ate the old grain, the manna ceased, but the story is darker than he released. A land of milk and honey, yes, it's true. And the blood of the few.
Thanks for watching, guys. I will talk.